Hello and welcome to this product test demo and update of the Sebo Felix. I've had this Sebo in use for a full week on my business York House Cleaning Services and I've cleaned 17 properties with it. This is what I found it to be like after the first week. In the unboxing, one of the things I mentioned was how weak the switch felt. One of the annoying things about it is when you're trying to use it, your finger often slides over the top because it doesn't rise much over the surface of the handle, so it's hard to actually grasp. It does work effectively. The power control is great. You can control the suction from there, but as you can see, it does move around and I'm just not sure. I don't know, it doesn't imbue me with any sense of confidence. Time will tell, I guess. So let's have a quick look at the attachment holder. And as you can see, it's spring loaded and does quite a good job of holding the tools in place. The tools are so much stronger and more robust than the Shark ones, and you may recall me doing this very demonstration in one of the Shark videos showing how good the suction was on the floor tool or upholstery tool, and this one's equally good. Now, one of the things this vacuum lacks is a length of pipe so you can do higher levels. So I have bought one and it does fit very nicely onto the hose, and as you can see it does give you quite an extended reach. If I add the upholstery tool, it works quite nicely for doing bits on the floor without me having to stoop and bend. As you can see, the crevice tool, that gives a really nice length. Really handy for getting into corners, for getting stubborn cobwebs and teasing spiders out of their little hiding places. The only snag here is I want somewhere to kind of put this pipe on the vacuum. So I'm going to try it out by attaching the upholstery tool to the pipe and then letting the pipe hang from the bottom. The only snag there is the crevice tool stops you reaching the button, the on-off switch, quite so easily. Now this is a really nice little feature. Where the hose fits into the body of the machine, there's a little switch which you can just see in that hole. And what that switch does is when you remove the hose, it stops the brushes from running, which means if you pull the hose out while you've got the brushes running, they will stop running if you just happen to pull the hose out to do a little clean-up job. And that means the brushes won't damage the floor underneath if you stood still with the vacuum. I think that shows you what I mean. So once the hose is in, the brushes run, take the hose out, and the brushes stop running when you tilt the vacuum. Very nice little touch. Now remember the cord hooks. I've always said that I don't use cord hooks because they do eventually damage the cable. However, I have found this one quite useful for keeping the RCD in place and stopping it from rattling about when the vacuum's in transit. So yeah, it's quite good for that. And the cable fits quite nicely over the top of the vacuum too. Now what really impressed me about this was the bag. Most of the vacuums I've used have been canisters, and these bags are brilliant. When they're full, like it was there, you just pop the cap on, pull the bag out, and then slot another one in. But these bags, they compact so much. With the Shark vacuum, after every house I'd empty the canister into a bin liner. So a week to a week and a half later, it would weigh quite heavy in the bin liner and I would tie it off and chuck it out before the bin liner split. This Sebo bag weighs about as much as that bin liner did when I threw it away. How it manages to compact so much dirt into the bag, into such a small space, I find quite incredible. But it really is tightly packed in. There you go, as you can see, it is full to the brim. And if you remember the Shark, inside the Shark canister there was just dust everywhere. Well here, there's no dust anywhere. You could even use this as a pillow. Well, maybe not. I swear these must be able to be used for something else. So I have got some Sebo bags, but I've also bought some unbranded bags, made in Germany, and I can't say that I see any difference between the unbranded bags and the Sebo ones. They're identical. They might even be made by Sebo and just sold unbranded. I'm not sure. But they are a little bit cheaper. And at the moment I've got a Sebo bag in, but I will be testing the unbranded one the next time I need to replace the bag. So let's have a look inside the canister. and let's have a look at the filter. Now this really surprised me. The filter's totally clean. Well, as you could tell by the bag, there was nothing on the bag. So looking inside the canister, you can see it's immaculate. Absolutely immaculate. Whereas if you remember the Shark, inside the Shark, it was just, there you go, look at that, it's absolutely full of dust. So, I don't know, it's just, I don't know what the Sebo does differently, but it does it better anyway. Look at that, amazing. The only bit of dust is around the lid, and that's just where the bag was, as I've been opening it up to check the bag. So yeah, I find that really impressive. It's got to be a lot better for your health when I'm dealing with this on a daily basis. I'm not going to be breathing in quite so much dust. Okay, so when it comes to the power head, I did find that I use the vacuum predominantly in position 1 or position 2. If the area was predominantly carpet with a tiny bit of hard flooring, then I'd leave it in position 2. If I was doing an area where it was predominantly hard flooring, I'd keep it in position 1. I did use 3 and 4 when I came to areas where the carpet had longer pile. So let's have a look underneath. Now, as you can see, the brush has got a little bit of hair wrapped around it. We'll get rid of that. Let's undo the brush housing, take the brush out, pull that hair off, and then just slot it back in. It's really easy to take care of, which I really like. I think that's great. Inside the little dust port, you can see that there's no blockages. Another really nice feature. And all the wheels and everything are in really good condition. Now, this parquet head, I've never used it. Can't see that I'll ever use it. In fact, Sebo, why? I mean, it is utterly pointless. The vacuum doesn't stand up on it. And the only thing I can determine that this might be useful for is if you had some above the floor cleaning on, say, a plinth or something like that, and you needed to sort of like work on it on a slightly higher level and didn't want to have to lift the whole vacuum up. That's the only thing I think it would be useful for. You pop the hose in and then it might have some functionality. Other than that, I don't get it. So overall, this vacuum has cleaned 17 houses and it's filled that bag over 5 days. The tool's a lot more robust and a lot stronger than the ones that came with the Shark. That parquet head, we can scrap that. I have ordered some brushes to fit on the end of the crevice tool, and I'll let you know how I get on with those. So that's all for now. So if you've liked this video, please give me a thumbs up, please subscribe to the channel, and I'll notify you of any future releases. But before you go, after this there'll just be a few demonstrations of the Sebo Felix in action, and you'll see just how versatile it is. Okay, thanks a lot, and see you soon. Bye for now.